India is now becoming a big car market, and that's the reason. Like India is always, like in every sector, it is compared with China, and why not in automotive sector? And automotive sector also, India is compared to China, and India is now the 7th biggest car market, and is likely to be the 3rd biggest car market by year 2020. And I'm sure that we will be able to do that, because India has got the growth, its middle class buying power is enormous, and it is growing. So if you become a 3rd biggest car market by year 2020, you will have lots of responsibilities. You have to be as per the global standard, and that's where emission norms and everything comes in, and you have to be fuel efficient. And that's where the question comes that why we need fuel efficient cars. Of course, we need fuel efficient cars because everybody knows that because of emission reasons, like of the CO2 emissions that is being done by the industry, 16% is contributed by the road transport. So obviously the vehicle or the automotive industry has got a tremendous role to play as far as emission curtailment is concerned, with new technology and better way of working. So what are the automotive industry challenges? If we talk about the automotive industry challenges, one is legislative, evaporative emissions. We know that we are then greenhouse reduction. We are going from B4 to B5 by 2020, 21, wherever it is. Then the fuel economy is certainly one of the part. But wherever Solvay comes into the picture is the technical, where metal to plastic replacement for lightweighting is one of the major reasons. I will tell you why lightweighting is so important for cars in the modern times. Then diverse fuel products needs compatibility with plastic components like flex fuels, biodiesel, LPG. We are talking about all kinds of this biodiesel or ethanol blending and all. Yeah, it is certainly good, but in that case, you have to also understand that these are aggressive fuels, and they swell lots of plastic components. So all plastics cannot be used for this. So if you are using ethanol fuel, maybe or the flex fuels, you have to also change your plastics. You have to choose your polymers accordingly. So these are the points that one has to look into. And the third point, which is most important, is that it is not only by reducing the weight you can make a car more fuel efficient. You can make the car more fuel efficient by through technology in the powertrain section. But more and more you make the engine smaller, but you are increasing the power of the engine. That will tend to make the engine more hot. And if you are making the under the hood components smaller, that means all your parts are coming closer to the engine. That is a heated part of the engine, and that's where you need high heat resistant either plastics or rubber. Right now, still we can say in a modern car, almost 66% of our car weightage is steel or aluminum. 14% of the car weightage is basically plastics, and 5% is elastomers. So there is a big scope of replacing steel to plastics. And why we do it? Because it reduces the weight of the car. 50% of the fuel used in a car is used to run the weight of the car. So these are the reason for which that lightweighting is so important in automotive sector. So for new engines which are more robust, smaller, generating more heat, needs to be used into these kind of components, and that's what are already getting used across the world. And I should say also India has started buying these kind of products. For the lightweighting, what are the things that you can see? That in the lightweighting, you can see the roof module can be changed to plastics. The interior, the brake pedal can be made into hybrid plastic component. The metal substitution could be under the hood, could be the metal plan. So for automotive industry, only reducing the weight is not the answer. You need to have the technology under the powertrain which can also reduce emissions. And so the last slide, all we want to say is that Solvay is not only a company that sells product, but we give a total solution to our customers in the automotive sector. The process flow is like this. When there is a requirement of developing a product, the OEM, the tier one, that is the person who will be making that product, and the parts material supplier, that is Solvay, they come into the picture, and based on the boundary conditions, we identify which product to be given to the industry, and then we do also the part designing along with the tier one and the OEM, and in each and every case we talk to each other, and there is a tremendous collaboration while developing it. And thereafter, we do their engineering studies, and then we also do the prototyping of the product. And finally, once the product is made, we do the testings for them as well in our labs for the OEMs and the tier ones to see that the product is running perfect and is as per their condition, or any augmentation has to be made, we do it. And that's how we run it. Thank you very much.